Hi everyone, this is Bailey with TimeMojo software. Today we are going to be reviewing a few common timing tell mistakes that you can exploit. Every hand discussed assumes intermediate knowledge of the game. Do not overdo any concept talked about here, especially the 3-betting ones. Be warned that any 3-bet timing concept means the possibility of 3-bet pot play, so avoid these if you're uncomfortable in those spots. The villain who raises an early position is consistently completing his actions between 1 and 4 seconds, so I know that his timing of 8 seconds is an indication of a longer than average thought process. A lot of the time this means they have a relatively weak hand and will fold to pressure, especially if they are out of position like now. So even though this isn't a hand I would usually 3-bet with, I am blocking kings, and I'm pretty confident that his timing indicates that he was unsure if he should open his hand in early position. So as you can see, we were able to pick up this small pot thanks to our timing read. I can tell the original raiser is stacking multiple tables because his timing has been very random, from 4 to 24 seconds for simple decisions such as preflop folds. Players who stack their tables will have very unreliable timing, so I typically will not apply timing tells to them. I looked at his stats to see he was opening 50% of his hands from this position, and I also noticed that the small blind snap called preflop. The snap call from the small blind tells me that he does not have a necessarily strong hand, or at least one that he's not comfortable getting in pre-flop. This makes for a good squeeze spot given all of these factors. The small blind also snap calls my squeeze, which tells me his range is likely ace-queen and medium pocket pairs. When the flop comes, he decides to time down and then lead a fairly large bet. I don't think he would ever play king X or a set this way given my original read. This must be a call, and I'm likely to go all the way with his hand depending on the turn and river cards and his timing. I was hoping that during his long time down on the flop that he was predetermining to quickly shove the turn, which would be a call at this point. It turns out that he ends up timing down for a very, very long time on the turn due to extreme confusion and poor planning. He then decides to give up. I think the most important concept to take away from this hand is to go with your original timing read throughout the entire hand. We determined that our opponent didn't have an extremely strong hand range pre-flop, and this range does not change post-flop. While we're not a part of this hand, I still think it's a really interesting timing tell concept to discuss. If you notice the button's timing post-flop, you'll see something really interesting. While we don't know too much about the button, he looks like he's opening a lot of hands and is also aggressive. He could possibly be stealing with any two, given that the big blind is a tight regular. If you watch his timing before he bets on each street, it's about 2 seconds. We consider this a snap bet, which means it's definitely predetermined. Whenever someone does this, they usually do not have any hand, or will slow down if the board brings a card that actually does hit their hand. I was disappointed to not see the big blind call, as I think his medium-high pocket pair was likely good, even though the pot was very inflated. Please check out our website for more information on timing tells, www.timemojo.com. Feel free to also send us questions and comments about timing tells. Thanks for watching, and good luck!